It's time for your daily crypto update with Framework Fortune Crypto. I'm your host, Ben, and let's dive in. So, right off the bat, taking a look at Bitcoin. It did have a nice little rebound, but getting held up at this 100-day moving average. The 200 still way above it. So on the 4-hour chart, we need to see some crossover action happen on this 50-day. The 20 has not been able to cross over the 50-day in a while. So that is an issue. Every time it's come up on the 4-hour, it has hit and got rejected. And if it continues to do that, the price of Bitcoin will continue to trend down. And that is what we are seeing on the daily. And we can see multiple times where this price keeps getting held up on the 20-day moving average. Now, every time the price is pulled back through here, it was far away from that 20 and it came back up. Well, now the 20 is right here with it. So if the price cannot get back above the 20-day here, it is going to push down again like it did back here. But this time, the 20 will be drugged down more, so our bounce high will not be quite as high, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. You can see that the support area has been trying to hold these EMAs acting as resistance, acting as a ceiling right now, keeping Bitcoin under it, especially the 200, which is the strongest one. So we have a very strong ceiling ahead to try to break through. Now, I've talked about my prediction this weekend, and I still feel okay about it, because I'm not looking for Bitcoin to be the runner. I'm looking for Ethereum to be the runner and the start of a new altcoin bull run. But what I think is happening, because a lot of the retail traders have been in stocks lately, we're just seeing movements of institutions or big investors buying into Bitcoin or selling out of it, one of the two, because with institutions and hedge funds can't just buy in $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, because then the price would just shoot up. That'd be too much buying at once. So what they do is they take small little positions on the bounces and sell most of their position when it bounces up. But they keep a little bit, and they keep doing this over and over again, creating this sideways movement. And the vice versa, if they're trying to sell it all, they can't just sell it all at once, or they'll dump the entire price, which we saw a lot of traders sell out all at once, which caused this big dump. But the institution hedge funds can't, because they would lose a lot of profits by doing that. The price would be drugged down as they're selling out, so they have to sell out slowly. Could be that every time the price is bouncing up to the top here, they're selling more of their positions, and then us retail traders are pushing it up, and then they keep selling into us retail traders. If that's the case, that's a bad case scenario for us, and that means that Bitcoin is going to go down. So we want it to be that they're buying into it and building their positions. Once they get done building their positions, they'll no longer be selling the bounces at the top, or if they're selling out, trying to sell their positions at the top of these bounces, they will be done, and we will actually see which way this will go. So Bitcoin does affect the rest of the market, but Bitcoin is very bearish versus Ethereum, which is still above the 100-day at the moment. It has held this 100-day pretty good, and every time it came down to the 200, it got bought right back up and pushed up. But kind of the same action going on right now, this sideways movement. And these cryptos are very volatile, so it could be also just a bunch of traders are just buying the dips and selling the pops back up to these ceilings of these EMAs. Now on the daily, the 20-day just crossed below the 50-day. We do not want to see that. That is the first time in a long time that it has done that. So that's a very bearish sign. So we're going to need to see this 100-day hold up and the price push back up to get that 20-day back above that 50-day, so this can remain bullish. I still do feel pretty confident in my prediction for this weekend, but at the moment it is a little sketchy. I want to see what happens tonight in the crypto markets, because we didn't get much of a rebound for a lot of these cryptos as we did on these past drops. And that's probably because, like I said, these EMAs are acting as ceilings. So if we can get another big green candle like this on a lot of these cryptos tonight, So next we'll take a look at Doge. Doge actually at the moment on the daily looks better than Ethereum. It is right below the 50, but the 20-day is still above the 50. So we possibly could get another little leg up like we had right here on Dogecoin. And that's what we want to see is Dogecoin push up on the daily over the next couple of days through the weekend and make a new recent high. We want to see Dogecoin break over that 45-cent area. If the 20 starts to cross over the 50, Dogecoin is going to drop to the 100 and can start to go bearish if the rest of the market does the same thing. And Cardano looks a little bit better than both Dogecoin and Ethereum. The 20 is a little bit further away than the 50 on its daily chart and has been getting bought up off of that 100 every single time. So Cardano still looks pretty good to me as long as this 20 is holding above the 50. Ethereum Classic getting kind of rejected at that 50-day. If you caught yesterday's crypto update, I was talking about this one. I still haven't done the full research on it to find out about the security breaches that this had in the past. But I'm still holding the swing at the moment. Just looking forward to try to pop back up a little bounce or something, and then I'll probably get out of Ethereum Classic and stay out of it until I do that research. Scale on the daily is really starting to go bearish. You can see the 20 is pointing down, the 50 has crossed the 100, and it's not looking very good. I do still think Scale has a lot of potential for the future, but in the short term, it's looking pretty bearish now. We'll see if this area right here, this 31.5, 30 cent area, can continue to hold as support back across through here. But it's testing it once again, so it's very close to cracking that support and possibly going bearish. Matic has continued to pull back, but Matic is tested the 50-day and held up so far 3 days. Buyers have pushed it up off of it. Last time it was on the 50, it got bought up and then made a nice big bounce up. So we could see a nice big bounce coming on Matic here soon, or maybe a little short bounce to this 188, maybe even $2 area. That $2 area it had a hard time trying to break through the last couple of weeks, so could be a decent little play off of the 50 up to the $2 area. TRB trying to get back above that 200, but that 200 is that strongest floor or ceiling, and right now it is acting as a very strong ceiling. 3 days in a row it has got rejected there. So if TRB does not break over to the 200-day, probably tonight or tomorrow, we're going to see a pullback on it for sure. And it is starting to go very bearish. If that 20-day gets down to the 200, then that would be very concerning and we could see a sell-off. But that's all the coins I'm going to cover for today. I am very close to going back to straight cash and only day trading cryptos. And because of that, we're going to start up the live stream day trading cryptos here and try to do it on a regular scheduled basis. So I'll let you guys know in the next couple of updates when we're going to do that. If you don't mind, teach that YouTube algorithm a lesson and smash it in this little like button. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.